So thank you for introductions. My name is Toshiko Minatos. I'm coming from Japan's TOSHIBA Tech Corporations. I'm in charge of the all marketing activities to promote our printing solution business. It's my great pleasure and a great honor to have such great opportunities. Then we would like to present our first worldwide paper reusing MFP systems. We call them Eco-MFP. So we'd like to also continue, we'd like to also promote or introduce our basic environmental policies later on. So first part, I would like to tell you something about birth stories of our Eco-MFP, how this nice ideas comes up. And then also, what kind of benefits will be brought to us while using paper reusing systems by introducing actual use cases in Japan. As second part, because not only paper reusing systems, TOSHIBA Techs has been promoting sustainable futures by introducing various kind of the eco-conscious product. So that we'd like to present our basic environmental policy through showing our short video. By the way, I may say sometimes Eco-MFP or paper reusing systems, those are identical to each other. So please understand. So let's starting. It was almost 5 years ago. It all started with erasable pen technologies developed by Pilot Corporation. Do you know the Pilot Corporation? It's very famous office staff companies. This famous friction pen uses a unique erasable gel inks that will be disappears if you apply some heat by fricting. So when our engineers see this, they immediately knew that it can be applied to our MFP systems, especially for the element uses in elastic inks can be applied our toner. That was our first stories 5 years ago. Our MFP industry historically has been all about printings. It was about how fast or how clearly you can print. Information and data were printed on the paper, archived, shared with colleagues, or eventually discarded in a trash bins. Then, printing has taken its step into digital era. Nowadays, at the very recent MFP systems, electrical archiving data and sharing through cloud technology have become possible. Yet still your desk would have a pile of papers, such like a report of finance report or the fax messages. And then those are finally trash bin. Trash bin is overflowing every day. Why? Because paper is still most convenient medias to share the information than to share the data. So that's why people can hardly abandon the paper usages. Yes, paper is so convenient. How convenient it is? Well, please take a look at this chart. This is a study done in our Tokyo headquarters. You see, almost 90% of the documents achieves their primary purpose within 1 week. In other sayings, after 1 week, later, those paper become useless stuff and then are thrown away in the trash bin as disposals. Paper is so convenient, whatever purpose you use in paper. More demand information, more demand paper, and more wasted paper will be generated. Getting back to the erasable friction pen idea, our engineer adapted the ability to erase onto our printing technologies. But where does that get us to? Erasing the printing means you can reuse the paper again and again. Being able to erase prints and being able to reuse paper again, that means less paper to use and less paper to waste. That means less trees to cut down, less energy and water used to produce paper, less waste going to landfill, and most important things, we can expect less CO2 emission. All in all, it means that we have come up with environmentally friendly printing solution that enable us to print as much as you can and to be eco-efficient in the same way, same times. And let's not forget about this, less paper on your desk as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce you the world's first erasing Eco-MFP systems, eStudio 306LP and RD30. It is the world's first systems which you can erase the print made in the systems in order to reuse the paper over and over. So let me show you some short demonstrations. You see that? That technology we adapted. So then I will show you the short movie. So this is quite normal MFP, or it looks like a normal copier MFP. It can fax, it can scan, it can print, it can copy, but it uses a special toner. The other devices are just erasing devices. It's separated device. So not only erasing the document, the erased data can be converted into the digitally. Then that can be scanned and then stored in the USB. Just in case you need the data again, you can retrieve quickly. So those are the basic technologies. You can see that in the erasing systems, they also sorting reusable paper or the non-reusable paper. Okay, eStudio 306LP, it's a multifunction printers that can do copy, print, fax, and scannings, just like a normal conventional copier or MFP, multifunction printers. But it uses a special ink, like I demonstrated. eStudio RD30, this is a erasing devices that can erase, scan, and it can sort reusable paper and non-reusable papers. Reusable paper is always get into the first drawer of these systems. Then non-reusable papers, it's the other side, so that the people can easily recognize which paper can be reused. So once you are done with the printed document, you can erase, clean to reuse once again. With this system, you can cut down on paper usage without cutting the print volumes. Not only that the scanning function for erasing printing document, you can share the scanned document, scanned information via cloud, via USB, PC, whatever, because of those data can be converted in digitally. So not only just erasing document to reuse the paper again and again, it is proud that our system can promote the enhancement of information sharing. Now I'd like to address what kind of benefits you can enjoy through those systems. So until the repeated usages within 5 times, you can hardly recognize the erased mark where text and graphics used to be there. So that means, quite simply, let's say you can reuse the paper 5 times. That means paper usage is reduced to 1/5, and wastage is reduced to 1/5 as well. What happens when you conserve papers? People said by saving or conserving the 5,000 sheets of paper, you can save 1 big tree. So the number of printings or the papers at average customers who uses this class of MFP, they print almost 7.2 million sheets during 5 years usages. So if they convert their current MFP system to our Eco-MFP, they will save the number of paper by 1/5. That means they save about 5.8 million sheets. It means they can save, or they can reduce the paper using by 1/5. You can save 288 trees. That's very, very big portion. This is just one cases, single customer cases. Also, you can reduce the amount of CO2 emission by 50% when compared with the T-Tech brand MFP in the same class using a single sheet of paper only once. These figures include not only the CO2 emissions emitted during the production of the paper, but it also includes the production of MFP as well as electricity consumption when using the MFP. So totally, we can expect 50% of CO2 reduction. Next is water. Usage of water is also considerably reduced as well. Compared with paper usage on normal copy machines, if you reuse paper 5 times, you can reduce the amount of water used to 1/5. So you know, paper is necessary to produce, water is necessary to produce papers. So usage of paper 1/5, that means equally water usage can be saved 1/5. So now I'd like to introduce some special successful cases in Japan. First one is a customer working at the newspaper companies. This newspaper company every day receives some articles or the news topics sending from the many published companies like Kyodo or Reuters, whatever. Then they are once printing all the articles sent from those published company, then they checked one by one to specify which article to be adapted in their newspaper. So they checked every sheet one by one, but you can understand, once they finish the checking, those paper documents, they don't need anymore. So it's just one-time, one-shot usages. So that's why even though they spend more than 20,000 sheets of paper every month, and then that is, again, one-shot usages. So after the several meetings, they have eventually decided to introduce our Eco-MFP systems in their workflow of receiving latest article news from press release companies. So now they are happy to reuse paper in average 5 times. And then also, while using, you remember, friction pens, you can write down the check mark by lead ink pens with erase papers. Then all those documents, including pen's portion, can be erased immediately. The other case is the distribution centers. So there are too many printouts of shipping direction they are using. They need to check the list and make sure everything is done instructed. They also need to keep those checked instructions so that if something went wrong, they need to go back to those documents. That's why they need to keep those documents in any way. But basically, once after they checked, they don't need anymore. Again, they have decided to introduce our Eco-MFP systems. Now they are happy to reuse paper every day, and the information of used interaction can be erased at our erasing devices, while all the data, you remember, all the data printed on shipping instruction can be scanned and archived in the electrical format, so that it is done at the same time they erase, they keep the record by digitally. So they are so happy. So those are the part of the first sessions. Now you can understand how beneficial of our Eco-MFP systems, then how much we can contribute our environmentals. But not only our paper using systems, as I mentioned in the beginnings, TOSHIBA Tech is promoting sustainable futures by introducing versatile eco-contribution product. Let's look at the short video so that you can understand our basic environmental policy.
TOSHIBA leading innovation.
For thousands of years, humanity lived in harmony with nature. The impact of our activities never exceeded the regenerative capacity of the biosphere. But ours is an age of mass production, mass consumption, and mass disposal. The burden on the environment has become so great that it threatens to overwhelm nature's astonishing capacity for recovery. Nature and humanity evolved in exquisite balance. But today, the destruction of the biosphere poses a threat to everyone. Forests are part of the biosphere. Though they cover a shrinking proportion of the planet's surface, forests play a critical role in preserving our environment. In many ways, human society and economic activity depend on forests. Trees do more than purify the atmosphere. They prevent landslides and flooding, protect terrain, and nurture reservoirs of pure groundwater. The product of wood and water, paper is an essential to daily life. TOSHIBA Tech Corporation has never regarded itself as separate from the environment. To build a sustainable society, each of our business processes and products is conceived to be eco-friendly. As a global enterprise, we are committed to easing the burden on the environment. Our definition of eco-friendly encompasses not only manufacturing processes, but how the product will be used and eventually disposed of. Each stage of the product life cycle should have the smallest possible environmental footprint. TOSHIBA Tech now offers a way for enterprises to make their use of paper more effective as well as kinder to the planet. Paper is created from limited resources. More intelligent paper use, therefore, means more effective resource use. Not only conservation of water and wood, but also reduced CO2 emissions from the paper production process, which contributes to a reduction of global climate change. Paper is indispensable for society and economic activity. Simply using less paper is desirable, but using it more effectively is even better. More effective paper use eases the burden on the environment while boosting operational and economic efficiencies. From design and manufacturing to product and service deployment and utilization, and finally disposal. Throughout the product service life cycle, TOSHIBA Tech is working to make things easier on the environment, because it's something we all have to share.
TOSHIBA Leading Innovation.
For thousands of years, humanity lived in harmony with nature. The impact
So this is about environmental policies. And then today I have introduced our first paper using systems, Eco-MFP. But Eco-MFP, it's not only the products. We promote sustainable futures. We promote environment. We have a wide range of the eco-solution by reducing paper usage. For example, barcode printers or label printers, which are normally used in the logistics center or the manufacturing site. We have also one type of product in this category. These systems can reuse the label once again, repeatedly. Also, we introduced a double-sided label printings that can save the usage of the papers. Point of systems, point of the commerce. This is also an important product of TOSHIBA Tech Corporation. So nowadays, every day you receive, when you buy something in the supermarket, you can get the slip of receipt, even a small piece of paper, but repeatedly you can get every day. Our smart recipe system, receipt systems, is instead of the printing, those transaction data or the cash data can be transferred to your mobile phone or the tablet so that we can save the paper. Also, there is an object scanners, checking counters of the supermarket. So every day the vegetable, fruits are packed in some of these wrappings or wrapped in somewhere. But Toshiba's Tech's object scanner can recognize substance of those items by camera. So instead of the scanning those barcode or those data, they just scan fruit as it is. Apple, oranges, they can recognize automatically. So that supermarket doesn't need any packing process. They save the packing materials. That also saving the paper usages. So those are just cases. We promote various products by reducing paper usages. So to build a sustainable society, we TOSHIBA Tech will continue to offer environmentally friendly product and service from now on. And then we are working to improve the balance between the environment and society. Thank you very much for your attention. And then we hope you'll be visiting our booth and you'll be having a real experience, the world first Eco-MFPs. Our booth is located D130 at the hall 2, very close to here. Thank you very much for your attention.